Grand Rising. Hope you're well. Just sipping a cuppa. Cup of coffee. I needed to grab something out of here. Totally forgot that this was us about. I'll turn you on. My beautiful ancestral candle. Hello. Love you. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Juriel. Please be present here and now. Allow me to deliver messages to the collective for the highest good of all. Yes, all. All right. Okay. Here we go. We are doing the fixed portion of the Zodiac reading. Now, this is a new format, so please, if I get things wrong, let me know gently down in the comments, please. But if I do get things right, let me know as well, even in this live. Yeah, cheers. I'm going to do a quick sound check, so check 1 2, check 1 2. I'm going to do a quick sound check, so check 1 2, check 1 2. Wicked. I'm going to do another one. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1. Cool. So it is going straight to the microphone. I noticed that if you're doing multi-control, Bluetooth tries to turn itself on, so that can be annoying. Let me prepare my screens so that I can see if anyone comes through to chat, and then I will put the screen over there. Cool. Okay. All right. So, for the greater good of all, harm and none, please allow me to deliver messages with clarity, with peace, with love, for the absolute highest good of all. I thank you, Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, for being present here and now. Holy Spirit, as you are the messenger, thank you for being present here and now as well. Oh, I've got a video for these little guys. You can make them yourself. You can even make them backflow if you stab them in the back. So, let's go. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to see if anybody's watching. I guess that's not important. Anyway, let's go. So, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Let's see if we can get you some messages. The way I read as well, represented by queens. Ooh, 2 cards popping out. Which one's the center, Spirit? Oh, this one. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. This reading really is about stability, persistence, determination, and loyalty. These are your qualities. These are your traits. We'll see what happens with these internal 9 cards. They will be the best indication for you to know if this reading is for you. So the Ace of Pentacles typically represents ambition, prosperity, and opportunity. Here, what I'm seeing when this is at the root, I'm seeing that you have taken hold of something inside of your material world, whatever that means for you, however you're doing it. For Taurus, it might be grounding something. For Leo, it might be expressing pride in something. Aquarius would be visionary, and Scorpio may be something intense. I don't know. That's a very quick choice of words as I look over. But you've done some shadow work. I can feel it. I can see it. With the next card being the Chariot. So the Chariot talks about travel, control, action, willpower, and determination. When this is in your creativity and intellect position, I sense that you've been able to actually get some movement in your fixed setting. Maybe this means you've actually brought some stability, thank you, Spirit, to your collective. Maybe you're bringing lessons on how to be more persistent. Maybe you're actually a determined Zodiac right now, and you're just operating in full loyalty to yourself. Well, because then we get the Ace of Wands and then the Knight of Cups. So I would argue that your reality is shifting somewhat quickly. But you slow down whenever you need to. Wow. I think my camera will have just turned itself around. No. Okay. All good. I just don't know why that has turned itself off. Oh well. I can move this there. Move that there. Okay. And I continue. Ooh. Brilliant. It's very nice. Okay, so with the Chariot, you're bringing people's awareness to their own ability to. Oh, why does this look funny? Sorry, everybody. Cinematography is an art I did not study, so all of my modifications are natural. So here we are. You've brought your willpower to the equation. This might have been a creative move for you. But when you're bringing in stability, when you're the ones that are showing persistence, it's very Taurus, even Scorpio energy for me. The resilience, the patience. That's why you've been able to really master this, even for the Leos and the Aquariuses. Their creativity and their intellect, their intellect really comes through here. They had to get out of their mind, the Aquarians, probably, to be able to feel this much power. It's a surrender. It's like a quiet surrender feeling. We'll grab. Whoop. Okay, so then in the career wisdom position, we have the Ace of Wands. Now the Ace of Wands comes with the dragonfly, that's very cool. But this card here represents passion, inspiration, and manifestation. I feel like I'm talking to a collective of creatives of the fixed signs. Check your chart, see where any of those 4 zodiacs that I've mentioned, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius fit. And yeah, but if the message doesn't fit, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Use your own discernment. I don't want to narrate your creation. You should be taking confirmations. And that way, when you're taking confirmations, it really gives you the experience you're looking for. So, yeah, thank you for participating meaningfully as well, if you're going to type in chat today. But yeah, going to say hello as often as I can, but otherwise I'll just try and get on with the spread. So, yeah, last 2 cards. Last card, please. And thank you. Pew pew. 10 of Cups at the bottom. Awesome. Hey, how's it going? Okay. And so, if you are joining just now, you can skip back to the beginning. This is a collective zodiac fixed reading, so it is only containing 4. The 4 that I talk on being fixed are the Taurans, Leos, Scorpios, and Aquarius. These are the people that demonstrate to the collective stability, persistence, determination, and loyalty. So, we've read 3 cards so far, so feel free to jump back to the beginning. Otherwise, welcome in. The 4th card on the inside is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups typically represents somebody who's chivalrous, romantic, and quite good at communication, perhaps in terms of the previous two. This energy here is mutable energy for me, so air. With the king being fire. You've either been starting to express something or you've been expressing yourself in a new way. Maybe you work somewhere and there's a new way of doing things. Maybe you installed the system or the policy for the new way of doing things. Shirley, g'day. Are you any of those 4 zodiacs? Fingers crossed, maybe. Otherwise, pleasure to see you. Ah, coffee, 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 coffee. What's that? Oh, cool. I just did a reading. I actually went live before. I haven't put any timestamps in yet, but yeah, I did a similar reading for this. But if you do have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius in your chart anywhere, feel free to sit in. Maybe some messages can bounce off for you anyway. But yeah, I'm still going to go live tonight at around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, within that hour at some point, and that'll be a general collective reading, all 12 inclusive. So yeah, it's 4:16 now, so I better get on with it. So Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Pentacles is the last of the suits for me in the way I read, and Wands is the first. When these seeds are given to you, when these ideas or these visions are given to you by Source, Universe, Creator, they're for you to really use and spend and express with as you choose. If it's passions, then you choose. Are you going to be inclusive? Are you going to be exclusive? Are you going to be random? Are you going to be targeted? Or with the pentacles, are you going to be willing to receive the lessons that come towards you as they come towards you, so that then you can just stand on this foundation that you build for yourself from this pentacle? So from there, that's where I get this balance that you brought to yourself through coming to an emotional, mental balance within your own experience. This is you stabilizing yourself, it feels, for me. Stabilizing that pentacle wand energy, that feminine, masculine energy that can present inside of the tarot. Being able to really not even control your thoughts, because obviously the monkey mind, but it's given you the ability to slow yourself down enough. Like, you've gotten the emotional regulation that you've been giving yourself through the CPD, through all of the different experiences that reality offers you to slow things down for yourself. This is how I know that you've come to that yourselves: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. And then with the Knight of Cups expressing, that is definitely Scorpio energy coming through there. So maybe this experience for you was intense. Maybe it was a secret experience that you went through, something that you weren't comfortable sharing with just everybody. But you've spoken to people. I can feel that you were connected with somebody on the outside of your internal world. And this is what has given you the ability to be resilient, to actually follow what this Knight of Cups even represents, and be romantic with yourself, communicate better with the people around you, so that you have the flowy experience that you want, desire, and even have seen that you can have for yourself by looking at other people's experience. Not trying to copy, but trying to also embody, because we're all reflections of each other, really, ultimately. And sometimes energy doesn't want to flow in the way that you intend. And so with this Four of Swords energy, the recovery that's opted into for if you opt in to this Four of Swords energy with the attitude of recovery, self-love, and take the moment to be alone, not lonely, but alone, this is where you begin to see the purposeful movements of a sloth. So I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube lately of sloths trying to cross the street, and then they really get frustrated if you redirect them and put them on to the side of the street where they just came from. They have to forage for their energy, and so when they do get redirected, it can be a bit of a pain. It will be a bit of a pain, but yeah. Woo! Oh, cool. I will jump back into chat after the fact, but yeah, good to see you, Shirley. So that I will say that that Knight of Cups is in the love and possessions position. So I don't know, you might be expressing yourself in a way that's drawing in a certain type of steamy energy. But slowing it down gives you the Page of Pentacles experience within your reflection and mirror card. So again, this reading is for Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. They are the fixed signs. They are the people that are in your life that might help you hold things together. You know, those people that can hold space for you, or those people that you hold space for, being one of those signs yourself. And the Page of Pentacles experience on the inside for me talks about how you're about to, when it's in the reflection, the mirror, it's like you're about to teach the world something here. You're about to show the world something here. They might glean off of you persistence. They might glean off of you determination. They might glean off of you what loyalty actually looks like within the shared collective experience. But it's not even so much a lesson that you're going to be perceiving, like it's a lesson that you're going to be embodying as well. That's what I feel here with this Page of Pentacles, which stands for studious, determined, and new opportunities. They're all messengers. So with pages, especially in the Pentacles, this could be Taurus, Capricorn, or even Virgo, I want to say. Yep. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Could be any of those. Could be at any stages, ascended, high, or just starting things out low. I don't know. You take it how it fits, and yeah, if it doesn't, don't make it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's a vibe. It'll save your life, and it'll save you karma. Because the next card that I'm getting here at the expressions and the passions, which is interesting, I get the World card. 21. Someone gonna win some blackjack? I don't know. This card here, the expressions, the passions. What are we talking about when we're talking about the world? There's a completion there. There's an accomplishment. There's a fulfillment. There's a wholeness. And this is in alignment with what's been coming out and what I've been saying so far already. You coming to this sense of self, it's what's unlocking for you the necessary things that you need to be able to interact with for your next stage. So this must mean that you're going up. You're either elevating in your 4, 5, 6D, or there's coming an upgrade in your 3, 9D. But it's something that you've been calling in by being willing to go through the hard experiences that you've gone through, by being willing to look at the Ace of Pentacles, maybe even the 10 of Pentacles energy there on the inside, to get back to this Ace of Pentacles. Thanks, Spirit. Even the 10 of Wands energy, the burdens, being in a place where you were so surrounded by love, family, connection, everything that you thought you needed, and then going into an experience where you really had to assert yourself and win back, I don't know, your own power from reality, win back your own free will from reality But you've done it. That's what I'm seeing here. So for the Taurus, the Leo, the Aquarius, and the Scorpio, members of our collective experience, thank you for being willing to do that work, because that work, I don't know, you don't have to. On an individual level, you really don't have to. And if you're not working within the collective on any level, then you don't have to. If you're looking to be going through an experience that is somewhat happening to you, then that's what that looks like. Resistant to shadow work, resistant to correction, resistant to hard work. Like dirty hands make mean clean work. I don't know. Weird saying. But then from the world and expressing yourself in that way, or giving that expression to the world, it's kind of telling me that it's in alignment with this Page of Pentacles. So it's either something that you're about to teach, or it's something that you've just learned. And then once you've done that, you unlock this internal portal of ambition, dreams, ideas, and potential. Really, you're tapping into your own unused potential, is exactly how it feels, exactly how I want to say it. Hello AKS, how's it going? I might say catch me in like a couple of hours when I come back. I'm going to be doing a 22 card collective energy reading, and at the end of that I open the floor to anybody that has questions. And yeah, that won't be a question that I'll be able to help you with. I think there's a lot of other tarot readers that might be able to help you with that, but we can have a look at what's happening in your energy, so that then if anything like reunion is on the cards, we can make sure that you're ready to receive that relationship again. My condolences to you as well, and I hope that you're looking after yourself through this experience. Yeah. At the foundation of this reading, I am getting the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is Taurus energy, so this is a signifier for the fixed signs anyway. This card here could be specifically talking about being grounded, being patient, being sensual, either that or the other four indicators that I've got for this reading, which is stability, persistence, determination, or loyalty. It could literally be what the Hierophant actually means, which is spiritual wisdom, leadership, tradition, institutions, or it could be you being in an era where you're standing up for what you believe in. This can present as rebelliousness. This could be you not conforming to cultural ideals or pre-existing prejudices that you might have had once upon a time. You just really existing here and now in the moment and enjoying what's happening because it's happening, not because it's happening to you or for you, but because it's happening. And being able to sit inside of that joy, which really does break tradition and really shakes off any kind of ignorance that you're anything but connected to the whole collective experience. And so the Hierophant energy, when it plays out here in your foundation, it tells me that you really have tapped into your Akashic records. You've literally gone a long way into looking at what sustains you on a basic human level. What is it that you need on a day-to-day? What is it that you crave on a week-to-week? What is it that you can't go without on a month-to-month? And how can you give that to yourself? Whether it be spiritual, whether it be physical, whether it be commitments, relationships, contracts, whatever it is, you're now sitting in a place where you're just aligning with everything that you need to hold on to. And even relationships comes through here. Some relationships that you felt that you needed to hold on to maybe are no longer important to you, because you know how much you need to invest in your own self in order to get the most out of the full experience. Otherwise, unless you're somebody who's taken it upon themselves to look after collective, to help collective, to do light work, really, you can just be a neutral human being that exists on the planet without needing to interrupt anything or make yourself the center of anything either. You can give yourself the full experience by just assimilating into it, being a part of it, but not falling into like NPC categories. Like, that's gaming terminology, sorry. Don't become a non-playing character. Literally live your life to the full. Everything that you've got inside of you to have for you, I think you need a little bit of a timeout, my friend. I don't know what's happening, but I've already explained, and yeah, thank you very much. You bring this balanced stability to the challenges that you meet. You walk into your own adventure knowing every outcome, potentially every outcome. I mean, it's impossible to know everything that could go wrong, but I've got this strong sense that you're in cahoots with your intuition and you know what's coming for you and how it's going to present. Because I've got a Knight of Cups connected to that Hierophant, and then I've got a Queen of Cups here connected to the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. So it tells me that you're a very magical human being, whoever you are. Whoever's connecting with this message, be it a Tauran, a Leo, a Scorpio, or an Aquarian, whatever it is. This Queen of Cups is telling me that you, in the becoming position, which is what this card is, the becoming, you are becoming somebody who has an aura of healing. Your intuition is leading you, and your compassion potentially is now what is moving you. You're somebody who has dropped neediness, you've dropped insecurities, and you've worked through being hypersensitive. You now have processes installed for yourself to regulate your own emotions, to regulate the way that you express yourself within different environments, within different presentations of yourself. You're just very, very, very firmly very firmly existing inside of your own experience. Scorpio energy here again. And the Knight of Cups would be Pisces energy there. The World, I don't know, also gives Pisces energy because it's two fish. The Hierophant actually gave like Aries energy, I don't know. And the Chariot, I don't know. That could even be Cancer energy there. Look, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I read the way that I read, and so yeah. That's the internal 9. That's what's going on the inside. So if any of those 9 cards resonated with you, please hang around to the end to hear the final card for the full reading, which is a pretty good reading. I'm going to take a moment here to show you some feathers that the pigeons, the doves have dropped off for me. I've been feeding them seeds. And now I have some cute little feathers from them. They're very cute. They're very juvenile birds, but yeah. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, here we go. 3 cards each. The first card I read will demonstrate your present energy. The second card I read will demonstrate your past energy, where you've come from to arrive there. And then the third card will demonstrate where you're going, potential future. Because obviously, I could be talking to lots of many of you and also none of any of you. So I don't know. You've got to use your discernment, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'll be back for more of these if you enjoy them. You could just leave a like to let me know you've resonated. Leave a comment if you want to know what you want to see more of, and yeah, subscription lets you know when I'm doing this stuff. So yeah, cheers for all that. Let's get to it. So for Leo energy, the first card that I'm getting, that's the 3 of Pentacles. That was actually the very first card of the Cardinals reading. So 3 of Pentacles energy coming out for the Leos. If you're working together with people at the moment, if you're collaborating with people, if you're creating something, if you're expressing something, please make sure that when you come to the table, just be ready for whatever it is you're bringing to the table, Leos, because your confidence is what's going to carry you through here. You've already expressed that you've stabilized all of the internal stuff. You've persisted through all of the difficult stuff, and you've got now this loyal determination for yourself, and it's going to have fruit. Like, you're going to experience the reward of that in your 3D at one point, because you're not somebody who's egotistical, Leo. You're actually not someone who's selfish, and you're not uncooperative. If anything, you're very cooperative. You want to join in all the fun, and you want to make sure that everything's fun for everyone, I want to say there. And that's the vibe you give. That's genuinely the vibe I get from that. And I think I'm very grateful, because your creativity, your teamwork, and your cooperation really does make things move really smoothly. So thank you for doing the work that it took you, doing the work that you did to get to the point where you were sitting internally with Queen of Cups energy, Chariot energy, and the willingness to express with Ace of Wands energy. Like, you've really done a lot of hard work, I can tell. And if anything, this isn't your first time around, and I don't think it's your last one for the people that I'm talking to. But anyway, just make sure that you enjoy your life. Make sure that you're giving yourself the experience that you want in the here and now, because you came from Five of Swords in reverse energy. Love you too. Roderick, how's it going? Love you too, Shirley. Cheers for hanging out. You came from the Five of Swords energy, so this is telling me that you actually came from a place where you might have been deceived. There may be regrets in your recent past, or even resentments. But I do know that when you go through these kinds of losses, or even the conflicts, even being thrown into a corner and then having to make decisions really quickly, I know that this energy is very difficult to navigate. So give yourself the time and the energy to fully step into the Three of Pentacles. If you're learning to trust reality again, if you're learning to trust maybe humans again, I don't know what kind of experience brought you into that specifically, Leo. But yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If that doesn't fit for you, don't make it fit. That's a very specific energy there. But even if you are going into a deep dive sort of feeling, and you're moving into an arena where you're wanting to express something more creative and you need to make space, just do the work. It is worth it. Just Five Swords, getting to the point where you're bringing your half to an equation. That's sort of the best energy to move into your next reality. So when you're coming to work with people, if you're bringing your Five Swords and you know they're bringing theirs, then you can both sort of just rest knowing that you've brought 50% each, and then you can sort of sit on the rest of the 50% and sort of share and balance and figure out how to work with the 100% that you're working with together. Like, nobody loses really, because we get our energy back anyway, and everything that's for us won't really disappear from us. We must transmute the energy that's within us into something physical, so that then it can come back to us as a new vision, a new feeling, or a new experience to be had. But we've got to be able to surrender that first. So getting to the Five Swords is great, and then getting to the Five Swords reverse is good, because you're ready to move into 6 or 4. And yeah, we already had 4 swords on the internal, so I feel like you're going to move to 6. Good segue to the future. Queen of Pentacles. So Leo, I feel like whatever it is that you let go of there, or whatever it is that you move away from, however it is that you choose to show up in your reality, whatever you want to communicate to your collective, I think you do that really well. And because of this, I feel like you're going to be elevated to this Queen of Pentacle energy, which talks to comfort, being down to earth, and actually having a good amount of material wealth in your experience. So this may be coming for you, or this may be something that you've already started experiencing. Abundance comes in many forms if you're willing to pay attention where it's coming from. You do see how full everything is, and you don't need to compete with anybody for anything. You just show up in your reality the way that you are, and you give yourself every opportunity to draw in the abundance that potentially you're looking for. And you allow spirit, you allow the universe to bring it to you. That's very Queen of Pentacles energy. So Queen of Pentacles would be fixed Taurus energy. Thanks, spirit. Taurus. You've definitely grounded something. You've done shadow work and grounded the actual lessons into your soul I want to say. So this has probably unlocked some kind of ancestral blockages. You're more connected to your experience because you're not blocked from the past. You may be getting more clarity in where you want to go because you know where you don't want where you don't want to be anymore. And this is good. It's going to increase your patience. It's actually going to give you more opportunity to experience more of yourself within reality. So if you're somebody who's trying to, I don't know, meet a soulmate, I guess, because the 10 of Cups keeps looking at me, and there was 2 cups underneath that, and I don't want to look at the next one because I don't want to take anymore. But it's like, by you showing up as yourself, by you not needing to mask, by you not needing to perform, by you not needing to waste any action, any moment, doing anything but being yourself, it's like you're daring reality to give you exactly what you've been looking for from it. You're daring reality to bring everything you say you're ready to experience to you. Because I'm saying this because there's 2 queens here, and they're both feminine parts of the tarot, being Pentacles and Cups. So it's like you've really honed in on what you want your experience to be, and now you're just sort of sitting back and you're giving the universe the opportunity to bring it to you. Because I think you know that when God Creator Source gives it to you, it gives it to you in the form that is best for you. Like, because we can have the best intentions, but sometimes, especially if we're working inside of the collective, we can ask for things, but then sometimes we might put the needs of other people in front of us. And so we might be asking for things for them before we get the things that we want. Do you know what I mean? So when you're able to do all the things that you need to do and you're able to put yourself in the center of it all, just know that that is not a selfish thing. When you look after yourself, when you let yourself rest, when you let yourself feel secure within your experience, when you allow yourself to express yourself as creatively as you desire, when you can work on all the things that you want to work on in your day, like say it's a relationship with a parent or a relationship with a child or a relationship with a sibling, you need to have time in the day to do that. And so when you slow down, everything slows down and you get more time in your day. You're not competing with the next notification, you're competing with yourself. You're competing with the reality that you've been looking to create for everybody in your experience for the longest time. So Leo, that's the end of that download. Woo! Let's have a look at Scorpio. We got the Empress. All right, Kim, no worries. Thank you so much. I will be live later on to do the 22 card collective spread. This spread here is specifically for the 4 zodiacs I've named: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So if you know your chart, then feel free to ride along. But yeah, glad to see you here, and I'm very grateful for everybody that's hanging out and saying hello. All right, so Scorpios, you guys are intense, you guys are secretive, and you guys are resilient. Standing on top of stability, persistence, determination, and loyalty. Cool. With your first card being the Empress, it talks to feminine power, creativity, fertility, and expression. With pleasure. Why does it give Venusian energy with that? Is the Empress Venusian energy? What is the Empress? If she was to be a star sign, would she be one? Nope. The Emperor is though Sagittarius. Anyway, I mean, Aries. What is Sagittarius? That's not even anything to do with this reading at all. All right. So, Scorpio, the Empress. Oh dear. I think Scorpios. Because this is after this card here shows up after the High Priestess, after the Magician, and before the Emperor. So, Divine Feminine, I would say. Divine Feminine, feminine connections here. Scorpio. Balancing out. Because there is gender in the tarot, but there's no, like, you don't really need to interpret it through gender. Like, just like there's no, like, there is absolutely no sexuality in the tarot. I went to find my water and I didn't find it. So with the Empress, it's like, Scorpios, you're on the, we're in your season here and now. So maybe there's a big call for the feminine, the ones acting in Divine Feminine, the energy of, it's like siren energy comes through there. You're calling something to yourself. It feels like you're also grounding in. Maybe you're determined to ground something in. But there's this, you've tapped into some kind of higher learning. You've tapped into some kind of ancestral knowledge. I forgot to put these out. Taurus. Leo. Scorpio. Aquarius. All right. So where did you come from to get to there? The Page of Cups. Okay, so Page of Cups into Empress. This tells me that you literally might have had a messenger from the water elements. So maybe like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces delivered a message. It might have come from a place of naivety. It might have come from a place of creativity, or it may have been a hypersensitive and very undermatured message from this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Take that what resonates. This is somebody else, though. This is where I will say third party energy comes through with the cups, the pages. Just because it can be anybody else. So if that's a relationship that you were in, and it was somewhat like you were in the cups energy, so you were calling it towards you, the healing energy, joyful energy, creative energy, and you were calling it in, and then you had the experience where you had to call your power back or something like this. That experience can leave you a bit jarred. I can sort of get why then you would have chosen to just be in the space of calling stuff in, the Empress energy versus like the Emperor energy. But I don't know. The very next card for the Empress is the Emperor anyway, so I don't know where you're at in the timeline. I don't know how much of the Empress you've embodied, how much of the lesson of the Empress you've embodied, but yeah. And the Emperor is what you're going to. What the? Like, okay. So then you're towards it. Emperor energy is like, and to go back to the Empress, it's feminine power, creativity, fertility, expression, and pleasure. This is authority, masculine power, leadership, and structure. So, Scorpios, whatever you've done, I don't know, that all of a sudden is like giving me, like, because it's the Emperor and the Empress and the Page of Cups, it's like giving you protection. If you're not wanting to have children right now, like, use protection, Scorpio. Like, don't be a fool. Cover your tool. Like, it's just good advice, yeah? So, well, if you're wanting to have a baby, then let that tool out, baby. Like, go and have fun. There's a good message here for feminine and masculine. Maybe if you do some healing work with your feminine side, it unlocks this masculine expression that you're allowed to have, that you can just take authority over the full reality. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to resonate for you. So however it does, just express yourself honestly, express yourself with your truth at mind and at heart, and then just know that reality will catch up. You don't need to hold on to things that aren't for you, and you can experience everything if that's what you want to do. So yeah, cool, that was nice. All right, now Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius, we have the 10 of Wands on the back of the Page of Pentacles. So Aquarius, maybe you're expressing something that might feel like a bit of a burden to you. Because 10 of Wands represents burdens, exhaustion, but keeping on going. We did have a beaver full moon recently, so that could be relevant here as well. Maybe Aquarius, you had some kind of bonfire, because that's what this beaver looks like. Chris Barrett, hello. K Sense, hello. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for saying hello. Hello to everybody who is popping in. Feel free to jump back to the beginning of the reading. Ace of Pentacles was the first card that we pulled, and it is a 22 card reading specifically for the fixed signs of the Zodiac, which include Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. I am speaking to stability, persistence, determination, and loyalty within this reading. So hopefully something resonates with you. Check your chart, whatever placement, whatever position, and yeah, as always, use your discernment to determine if this message is for you or not. So Aquarius, I know that you slowed down getting to the Page of Pentacles energy as the way that you were about to express. You slowed down with the Four of Swords. You actually got your emotions in check with the Knight of Cups. So that there would be Pisces energy. Again, I had to look because I've changed everything. And so if you've had Four Swords, Knight of Cups translate into Page of Pentacles, you've transmuted something. You've actually aligned a thought, you've aligned an idea, you've aligned a belief, and you've practiced it on your emotions. It's not something that's just coming about in your day-to-day now. It's something that's actually within your sphere of control. Page of Pentacles energy. It's for you to be the message outwards if you desire. So with the 10 of Wands coming out, I will say, if you're coming to it overburdened, just remember you already went through the Page of Wands experience on the inside. It may have been what led you to becoming, because this is towards becoming. And just remember, like, you can become quite a few times in your lifetime. Aquarius especially, this is your age. We're living in your age at the moment. Say goodbye to Pisces. We're in the age of Aquarius. So if you're going through a period of collective discovery, collective interaction, collective experiences, where you're trying new things, where you're trying to interact meaningfully, where you're trying to be a part of the experience, where you're trying to even continue becoming and becoming and becoming, then give yourself a break as often as you need to. Graduate into that Ace of Wands energy as often as you need to. Know that the more things you try to hold on to as you move through your experience, the harder it will be to have the true and raw experience. And yet, maybe even within this reading, maybe recently in the past, you've gained some clarity. A new idea is maybe what led you to this moment here and now, and maybe you were actually ready to communicate something, which can feel like the 10 of Wands energy, like all of that overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, how do I express this? But trust me when I say, if you can slow yourself down, just breathe. Give yourself a reset. If you give yourself a hold between that for 4 counts, give yourself a reset. Allow yourself to process everything that you want to say and or organize it, triage it, to steal an Earth term. triage it and decide, okay, what's the most important to the least important? What are the things that I want to achieve in my day, and how am I going to achieve them without slowing myself down? Because I really do feel like all of the work that each of these star signs have done so far is leading everybody within the collective experience, within the 12, towards the things that are for them, so that then they can be doing the same kind of work that you guys are doing, the fixed are doing. So the last card, for Aquarius, oh dear, this is the Queen of Swords in reverse. So in your future, in your immediate future, if you are experiencing losses, if you start feeling trapped, if you feel like you're experiencing a lot of disappointment, perhaps a Queen of Swords is responsible here. This will actually look like a very entry-level Aquarius, maybe, with the way that I read the Queens. Somebody who's not so much a visionary, somebody who's not even independent, somebody who might not even be able to intellectualize their needs in the way that they should, so that they can get the help that they desire. Look, I'm using this here and now as a warning. Take it as such, and if it's not resonating, don't worry about it. Because ultimately, I believe that this could also be you moving forward. You could be someone who is able to see and witness where you want to go. So you're quite objective, you're quite intelligent, and you know exactly how to communicate what you want to communicate. You're somebody who potentially is has a north node that it's a cardinal, is the energy that comes through here. But even then, perhaps the cardinal message might be relevant for you, Aquarius. Go back and have a look at the Libra message in the previous reading that I did. But yeah, so Aquarius, that was your message there. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for kicking it with. Appreciate you and everything that you're doing within the collective experience, because it's helping us all move forward in the way that we want to move forward. So yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I feel it. I can feel the shift. I can feel the energy. So let's move on to Taurus now. What's that connected to? Everything. Little Day-Day? G'day, gang. G'day. How's it going? You're going to tell her everything right now. Wish me luck. It's my birthday in 6 minutes. And it's not even my birthday. And it's not even my That's Rihanna. Birthday cake. She want that. Cake. Oh, baby, I like it. I'm so excited. I'ma make you my bed. Cake. All right. Taurus. This is the grounded members of our collective. These are the patient members of our collective. These are the sensual ones. So Taurus, bear with. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember, stability, persistence, determination, and loyalty is what we're speaking to here. And so when I see the Six of Pentacles energy as your current energy, this speaks to your generosity, your advancement, and your good fortune. May I have your attention, please? May the real Taurus please stand up. I don't know. You guys, girls, non-binary, collective, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You look good. Keep doing it. If it's bringing you energy, if it's bringing you more time in your day to do other things that you want to do, keep doing it. Keep following your intuition wherever it's leading you. Because when you do that, you change the whole world. I'm not joking. We need to see people that are stably persisting through their dreams, that are not crashing out at every blockage or missed opportunity that they don't get to lay hold of. You are leading the way in a way that you might not even recognize that you're doing so. So I will say, if you're a Taurus who's kicking goals and you feel that to a point where you're able to give to your collective in the way that you want to, the way that feels good to you, the way that feels inclusive for you, good. Keep doing it. But if not, if you're feeling taxed by reality, pull back. It's your energy. You decide where your energy goes. You don't have to let it flow in a direction that you don't want it to flow in. It's, after all, coming on the back of you having transcended the world lesson and the Chariot lesson. You had to master your own willpower. You had to lay hold of everything that you perceived was going to be yours, and you had to be willing to walk towards it. So all of the hard-earned that you've got, keep it, hold it, and use it exactly how you want to use it. Don't feel like you owe anyone anything, because you've moved from the King of Swords energy. This is in the upright, so this could also be a person. This person could be a Libra. The way that I read Kings, doesn't have to be, take what resonates. But this person is someone who speaks the truth. They're quite courageous and they've got a lot of mental power. So they're somebody who uses logic. They might communicate for a job. They might communicate for, I don't know, for education purposes. They might be needing to communicate. You might have been needing to communicate. I don't know, check where Libra is in your chart. Otherwise, this could be like the energy of arrogance, judgmental, or even manipulation in the past energy, which brought you to Six of Pentacles energy. It gave you the ability to sort of, oh no, I can assess and analyze for myself. I can test reality for myself the way that I want to, the way that I feel to, because I'm somebody who is living reality too. I know what experiences mean for me, and I know what experiences might mean for other people. I'm not going to put words and imaginations into your mouths, but you get a sense of what I'm talking about. You're going through your experiencing, you're processing what you need to process, and you're actually holding on to the things that you want to bring about into your reality. So again, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, this is what this full reading is for. You can take any bits and pieces that resonate with you, but for the specific corners, you can even figure it out for yourself. But they are the messages that are those four zodiacs. So the last card for you, Taurus, is the Three of Wands before I read the last card for the reading. And the Three of Wands talks about growth, creativity, and self-expression. So I really do feel that by you balancing out the way that you choose to express yourself, even it feels like you've come to a very good place of expressing yourself clearly, concisely, with your intention held inside your mind and knowing exactly what you need to do, so that when you're speaking to each and every single different world that you speak to, when you're giving messages to this person or that person, or when you're receiving messages from God, Creator, Source, then it comes through clearly. It comes through in a way that you can manage. You can manage the power, you can manage the energy in a way that you want, and then therefore you're able to slow down every time things feel out of your control to a level that you bring control and stability to it, and then you just continue looping. You just continue being this beautifully growth driven creative person who just expresses themselves as they desire, as they need to, and as often as you want to, as often as you've got energy to, because that's who you are, Taurus. Well, that's who you're becoming. I don't know. But if none of that resonated with you, Taurus, then never mind. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And yeah, thank you for joining for this reading. The very last card for all four, or for any, or for none, is the Wheel of Fortune. So I will say, beginning with the Ace of Pentacles, you doing everything that you needed to make sure that your ambitions were bringing about prosperity for you and opening up opportunities for you to take at your own leisure, at your own pace. That's what brought you to this Wheel of Fortune energy. 10, completion. So good luck, everyone. Change what you need to change, otherwise it's something that you're choosing. Know that no one can fulfill your destiny if you are taking steps towards fulfilling it. Life comes in cycles. Just go outside and take a look at the moon. And if it's time for you to process some karma, do what you need to, because that's ultimately what's going to lead you forward into the next Ace of Pentacles whenever you process through the other 9. But at your own leisure. Give yourself time, which you already have. We have plenty of time to do everything that you want to do, to fulfill every desire that you have inside of you, so that you can meet your passions. Give yourself a break when you meet your passions. Give yourself a break whenever you need to. Literally, slow down to a pace that's comfortable for you. Hold on to the things that you want to hold on to, that are meaningful to you. Woo! Incorporating whatever you want to incorporate within your experience, within your reality. Because it's you. It's for you. So you can take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So that then you can just go out into the world and express yourself exactly the way that you want to express yourself, without having any fear or tribulation that your dreams are not also something that should be visible for everyone to experience. So, whether like the Leos, you're just starting to work together with somebody, like the Taurus, you've been working together with collective or your higher lower self, and you're ready to start working with others, now maybe from the position of help. If you're just sort of coming to this with the Aquarian position and you still are feeling somewhat overburdened, just know that grounding everything through the Scorpio experiencing, just giving yourself the opportunity to let the experience present to you what's for you and take away from you what's not for you, then you're doing everything that you can to have the most fulfilling, most exciting experience that any fixed sign could be looking for. And so keep doing what you're doing, because if people are watching and people are paying attention, then they might be able to find the same for themselves, which is literally what I think you want for everybody. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep being proud like a Leo, creative like a Leo, confident like a Leo. Keep being a visionary like an Aquarius, independent, intellectual. Keep expressing yourself like a Taurus, which is grounded, patient, sensual. And if you need to, get a bit Scorpio, especially right now, while we're still in that Zodiac with the stars. Get intense if you have to. Stay secretive if you want to. But ultimately, have resilience as an individual within the collective. Because Scorpios especially can show us that you can lose an arm, a leg, and a shell, and you can still keep going. It's that little lobster in the moon. So yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Thanks so much for joining. That was a first of for the fixed signs. So I hope it brought you stability. I hope it brought you something to glean off of, to give you your own sense of persistence, and show yourself the most loyalty. You've done the work. I can tell. You've literally done the work. And now what's next for you is what's next for you. And I really feel like you've got a good sense of detachment with that, to just let it come and let it be, whatever it is. So, thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Metatron for being here and now. Thank you, Divine Mother and Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, for being present throughout this reading. I close out this energy here and now, because I'm going to go on and move into the mutable. So I will go and use the bathroom. So if you liked anything within this reading, please leave a like. If you want to let me know what you'd like to see more of, leave a comment down below. If you want to tell me what resonated with you, leave it in a comment down below. If you want to follow along for the journey, if you're somebody who's even working within the collective, make yourself known and we can chat, see about collaborations and whatever. And yeah, for everybody who has just joined along, thank you very much for hanging with and taking part. If you are somebody who was literally Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, anywhere in your chart, any placement, thank you for the work that you're doing. This reading was really nice. I like this energy for you. I like this energy for me as a member of the collective. And yeah, moving forward, hopefully we can just start working towards more harmony and unity, and really delete division and separation from our experience as much as possible by expressing peace and love as often as possible. Namaste. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.